Welcome to the ripple effect of love for dads and families. Dads, do your children feel love with you? Are they opening up? Are you able to listen attentively and deeply to them the way they need you to be doing it? Do they feel safe enough to share their fears, resentment, and guilt? Ooh, big episode today. I'm Christine Bernard, stress management coach, and much more, creator of the Snap Tap and Zap technique to self regulate yourself so that you can be yourself instead of your fears. Unfortunately, we do not realize to what point fears play a role in our lives. We are raised a certain way, and if you've been connecting with people outside of your community, outside of your um, state, province, area, and into other countries, you will notice that there are many different things happening around the world. For example, if you eat in some countries, you've got to have a beautiful etiquette. And in some countries, you need to slurp. In some countries, you need to leave food on the plate. In some, and it just depends. That is a cultural upbringing. And is it still serving you today with your children? Is that what you want to teach your children? We also have the limiting beliefs. We believe that certain things are not possible. We believe we were told to believe. Let's shift that a little bit. What are the things you were told to believe that you no longer believe today? Can you put that in the chat? Because a lot of things change in the last 50 years. So many things have changed. There was no internet. There was, and even in the last 10 years, the speed at which information is carried from point A to point B is so interesting. Last week, I was able to be in Tanzania with ICA for supporting the teens over there. So I'm really excited. It was easy to do via Zoom, obviously. However, sometimes that internet may take over. So, in this session here, this episode, what I want to talk about is why love and structure can be key to strong family bonds. Think about it. When you feel deep down inside that you are loved when you were little, that you were loved by your parents, or right now when you're loved, when your children show you love, when your spouse shows you love, how do you feel inside? Doesn't it feel warm, cozy? Please share that in the chat. We'd love to hear. And why structure? Why do you need structure with love? Isn't love enough? Well, every single human being has their quirks, and children also need some structure. They need a certain routine so that things go with a certain flow. And the routines that you build, are they from a place of love or a fear of not enough time, fear of not getting everything done, fear of never getting it all done? Sometimes we don't realize it, or we just doing it because our parents did it that way. Maybe it worked really good, and maybe it doesn't work now. So reevaluate that. Take a deep pause. Stay relaxed and exhale. So what is it that's working? Are your children feeling the love that you are giving them? Are you working countless hours? You come home and they're whining, and you're like, I've done all this for them. Don't they get it? Unfortunately, they don't. So we need to communicate that in a different way from our heart to help them understand. And often, um, there are many situations. I was at a salon on the weekend, giving out my business cards and networking, and I was talking to this amazing dad who said, but I need to protect my daughter. She's 12. And I'm thinking, okay, yes, we need to protect our children. What if we teach our children self defense? What if we teach, like your girls, what if you teach them self defense? What if you teach them to say no when it doesn't feel comfortable, doesn't align with their values? Are you teaching them values? What are their values? Do you talk about values, right? From a place of love, not from a place of looking down on them. They're going to close up. After 30 years in the education system, I can guarantee you that if you look down and you're authoritative on them, and I'm saying on them, it's very different than having a nice, clear structure with clear boundaries. Because when we look down on our kids, we are not building their self confidence. We are not building their self resilience, and we are not building their self esteem. And we want our children to have a very strong self esteem of themselves so that when something happens, or did you teach them about manipulators and predators? How do those people act? Well, then you're giving your teen or tween all these different aspects on how to take care of themselves, how to be independent, how to be confident, and how to confidently say no, how to choose places to be in. We need to be very careful. There's that little distinction. Are you doing it from a place of fear or from a place of empowerment for them? How can Snap, Tap, and Zap help you create emotional safety? First thing I have to say is when you are calm, the chances of people around you being calm are like way up. Isn't that a nice place of love? You need to be aligned to your love, not to your fears that are in your mind that were created by your parents, by society, by, whatever experiences you have had. Your children do not need to have your experiences. If you release those fears, and if you need help, just book a discovery call and we'll see how I can support you. So let's do the snap, tap, zap, snap. Breathing in for 3 as you tap. Relax the shoulders and hold your air for at least 2 seconds. And zap that out onto the spiraling train. We imagine a spiraling train. If you're just new to the lives, relax your shoulders and exhale. Are you feeling way more grounded? I am. I've done it so many times now that I do it every day. Sometimes on challenging days, I will do this many, many times a day. Oh, did you notice I forgot to hold for 2 seconds? I was getting all excited about a thought. So I got into my head. Now I need to get back into my body. So snap, breathing in. As I tap gently on my sternum, relaxing my shoulders, and exhale. I'm going to say it in French, and exhaling into the spiraling train that will bring all that stress or that fear, whatever your negative emotion is, down to be burned in the magma. So then the brain feels safe. And if there's a younger version of you showing up, that younger version of you will also feel safe to do it. And that's when you can just really feel that, like, your weight comes back into your body. When you're well grounded, you can feel the ground. Your toes aren't all scrunched up, they're nice and relaxed. How are your fingers? Are they tight? Are they relaxed? Your shoulders, are they up around the? So tune into your body. How is it doing? This is a very, very simple strategy. It takes 9 seconds to do one round, and change how you will interact with your spouse, with your children. Because I know if you're listening to this, leading with love is super important for you. And you want to create that safe space, because when children feel safe, they will share the deeper emotions, the guilt, the resentment, the fears that they have, the mistakes they've made that they know were mistakes. Sometimes on the spot, they make a choice and they don't realize that was a mistake. But afterwards, they're like, oh my gosh, I can't tell mom or dad because, they're going to be upset with me, or they're going to. So it becomes our role to be the best observant parent we can be. I know dads can learn to observe. I learned that. It was actually one of my first, even before I was out teaching, it was part of our course, how to become our bachelor's, how to observe children. How do you do that? So since this is coming up, I'm sensing it's something important that I share right now. So what you do is, you've got a kid tapping on something and you're like, oh my gosh, is my child ever going to stop tapping? Then I want you to look at everyone else. What are they really doing? Write it on a paper if you need to, or do a mental check. So Johnny's tapping and it's annoying me. And as you look around, you'll see other little annoying things that are happening that you aren't paying attention to, because unconsciously Johnny's tapping because he knows it annoys you and wants your attention. What? Yes. We never, not we never, we were not taught this, how to really observe. With my 30 years in the education system, I learned really specifically how to observe. And as I created Snap Tap Zap, I realized how important this was for us to get grounded. Or you can Snap Tap Zap as soon as one of your beautiful children does something that stresses you out, just so you can self-regulate. I mean, our children are there because they are our best teachers. The only way we can evolve in a safe space with them is if we are willing to self-regulate, if we are willing to stay grounded and to listen to the lesson they are teaching us. Right? Listen. How do you listen deeply to your child? Well, I was talking about, okay, for example, Johnny. Hope nobody's called Johnny on the show. I don't know. I just said that name like that, is tapping on the table and it's very annoying. So they want your attention, but sometimes children learn to get our attention from a negative thing. So you can also keep observing that child until they do something that's kind of cool and that you're proud of them. And then you patiently wait for that moment with the intention that you're going to notice that moment. And when they say it, you say, wow, I'm so proud of you. Did you notice you just said this, or you said that, or maybe you stopped tapping? I really appreciate that you stopped tapping. What is that child's brain going to be looking for? Oh, try not to tap. But why is the child tapping? Is there something else than just getting negative attention? Is it also because they're nervous? Is there something bugging them? That can be a whole beautiful conversation. Did something happen today that made you uncomfortable? And if you can't get to the bottom of it, it's kind of my specialty to be able to see within. You can book a call, a discovery call, and see if this is what's best for you. So there are many simple strategies to rebuild this trust if things have been rocky. One, please, no criticizing, no judgment. Please, please, please hold a space of love. And I know how challenging this can be, especially when we're trying to make that shift. Persevere. See the many, many little successes until they become bigger and bigger and bigger. So, what is one way you show your kids they can trust you? I'd love for you to share that in the chat. And if you're watching this after the live, it's okay. I will come back and within 24 hours reply to your comment. And before I go today, I want to share that tomorrow we have a very special guest. This gentleman studied to be a psychiatrist, so giving medication to calm kids down and adults. He now has shifted and rarely gives medication. He's the founder and president of the Empathy Clinic. So he uses tools of empathy to diagnose and treat his clients instead of medication. If you know any one who is on medication because of XYZ reason, even hyperactivity, it's the thing to do. Oh, I just need my child to sit in class to learn. What's going on behind that? What is the reason your child is hyperactive? I know what I'm saying can trigger you. And I know there's a lot of people who do not have my way of thinking and my belief in this. However, I'm just planting a seed that there are different possibilities out there. Keep an open mind and come and join us for high emotions and empathy requires calm. So I will see you tomorrow. If you would love to join me or connect with me, here's my business card.